Hey everybody, so today I want to talk about a little bit more about the November patch that's coming up for Guild Wars 2 and a change that I am very, very concerned with. So I have really enjoyed Mechanist ever since End of Dragon's release, mainly because the pet is much stronger than the Ranger pet, or the mech rather is much stronger than the Ranger pet. It has a lot more modern improvements than the Ranger pet. That of course I talked about in my last video that I want to see come to Ranger, and I've talked about it in a gajillion fucking videos already. But Mechanist really fulfilled that pet playstyle that I wanted. Now, I would rather see this sort of thing on Ranger. I thought it was stupid as fuck that Engineer got to have a better pet mechanic than the fucking pet class got on Ranger. That was stupid as hell, and I hope that they look at that and be like, yeah, maybe Ranger should get a little bit of love here. It was fucking mind-blowingly stupid. I don't know what the hell was up with that. But it was clear they put in a lot of like marketing and stuff on Mechanist because it was a really fun spec to play. I feel like this change that they're doing up with the November patch coming up, for me at least, I don't know about for others, but it's gonna single-handedly kill the spec for me. And maybe this is an overreaction, but just looking at it, and I'm not really pissed about it, right? But like I play Untamed most of the time, but it's still just like, come on, like this is such a stupid fucking change. I personally don't really believe Mechanist needed more depth. I just think the numbers needed to be toned down on it a little bit, or perhaps even some sort of trade off for you, where maybe a little bit of stats get decreased or something. The community would hate that, but I don't know, something like that. Maybe remove some of the functionality off of the signets, something like that, because they are very overloaded. Maybe I don't know. There was definitely a lot of ways we could have gone about nerfing Mechanist, and personally I actually think it's in a decent spot. It just, the problem is that the other specs, like a lot of the complex specs and stuff, are like barely better than Mechanist. That's kind of an issue, and I do agree Mechanist needed a nerf. I don't think buffing everything past Mechanist level is a good idea personally. I mean, that's power creep 101. So I do think it needed a nerf. I don't think it needed anything huge, right? But I think what should have happened with Mechanist is it should have just been an easy, fun spec to play that was, meant for just a simple play style. I don't think it needed to be this, like, have super amounts of depth and stuff. And I feel like this is something the balance team is just doing wrong. I don't think every spec needs to be this overly, needs to have this complexity and shit to it. Some of the specs can be simple. Some of them can have a lot of complexity to it. I don't think every single spec needs to have complexity like that. That just feels really weird. So the change that they're making is after 6 seconds of not having your mech closer than 360 range to you, the attributes will be reduced by 50%. This is a huge issue, of course, because the AI in the game is very frustrating to work with sometimes, and this will single-handedly just kill it for me. I don't like being able to stand back with a rifle and let the pet do a lot of damage, and you being at a safe distance like you can on Ranger. That's fun, right? And then being able to have your mech focus on another target while you're focusing on a different target, and all these sort of situations where the mech is not going to be within that range to you, but it still helps. And we can't do that anymore. If you're using a rifle, even if you're playing solo, which I know in group content you always want to be stacked, right? But even if you're playing solo, you got to be close to your mech, unless if you want to completely neuter it. 50% less attributes. That's fucking insane. Overall, it's going to be a massive nerf to the Mechanist damage whenever you're not within range with it. And because of the fact that the AI pathing is so fucking weird in this game, and of course the AI is notorious for being not very good in Guild Wars 2, this is going to be extremely frustrating, and it'll probably make Mechanist very frustrating to play. Like, I don't think it's going to be a fun spec to play anymore, just because of this. If you're doing a world boss, and you're at range, you're fucked. You know what this is also going to do? This is also going to kill off the bottom trait for the Mechanist. This is probably going to kill that completely off. The one where your attacks get ranged, because you're constantly going to have to use Shift Signet to move your pet into range. The boss moves. Oh, well, you got to wait for Shift Signet to get back on cooldown again. That way you can fucking use it again. And it's just going to be a massive frustration. It's not a good change at all. This is just ridiculously stupid. It's what Reddit described as anti-quality of life, which is true. That is very much anti-quality of life. I have never ever seen a game do this with an AI companion system before, where it reduces the stats on it whenever you're not within like close range to it. How does that make any fucking sense? Like people are saying, oh, it makes sense from the lore perspective. One, it's fucking dumb as shit to have lore come in the gameplay like that and just be frustrating. It's always dumb as a motherfucker to translate lore directly into gameplay. There's a reason why the vast majority of games don't fucking do that shit, is because it's stupid as hell. And two, what was I gonna say? Like I said, it's just gonna fucking kill it off. All right, it's not gonna be fun anymore. I'm sure people will play it. There'll probably be a lot of people who still play it and have absolutely no fucking idea about the change. But the people who do know about the change, it essentially killed off Mechanist, which is very very frustrating because at least before, when I wanted a pet focused playstyle, I could at least go on Mechanist and have a good time with it. Where now I can't get that anywhere in the game, unless if I do want to go with the frustration with Mechanist. This has been an awful, awful change. And I know people are like, oh, just wait for the patch to come out and then see how it is. But, you know, I can guarantee you this is not going to be a good change. The whole community, everyone who plays Mechanist is going to be like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And people are going to switch off of it. They're not going to switch off of it because all of a sudden there's a bunch of other picks that are actually rare viable and they want to mix up their playstyle a bit. No, they're going to quit it because now Mechanist is going to be very, very frustrating to play. No spec in the game should be frustrating to play. I don't want to feel actively pissed off at my main profession mechanic when I'm playing the game. I don't want to feel annoyed. I don't want to feel pissed off whenever I'm playing PvE content in this game. That's just not how I want to feel, even in casual content. So this was an awful, awful change. I just am begging ArenaNet to fucking revert this. I thought the patch notes were pretty decent yesterday, right? But when I saw that, I was like, that is such a dumbass change. Who the fuck came up with that, man? Like I when I saw CMC and everybody was going up to the balance team, right? CMC, Roy Marks, the main balance guys, right? I was like, oh, this is great. I'm very much looking forward to this. But now I'm kind of second guessing that. If this is the kind of shit we're going to be seeing in the future, you know, where they're doing this kind of crap and they don't care. Well, they don't care. I mean, I'm sure they do care about making. I mean, they even said they care about making the game fun, right? But this is not gonna be fun to do. And I'm just kind of mind blown that this passed. Like I'm truly mind blown that they thought this was a good idea. I just don't understand it, man. I don't. This is just such a weird fucking change. I think it's stupid as hell, and they definitely need to revert it. So yeah, I don't know. It was a really sad day yesterday, man. It was such a sad day when I saw that balance notes. I thought it was going to be a really cool like changes and stuff, and there's going to be a lot of buffs. And I mean, I guess they were, but they're playing it very conservative right now, man. Besides what they did with Mechanist, which was unbelievably stupid and is going to kill off the spec for me personally, probably a bit of other people as well. They just went way too conservative with this patch. I don't want to have to wait an entire fucking year for them to slowly make the specs that I like playing better that are underperforming. To me, that's fucking annoying. I always will prefer overtuned stuff than being super undertuned and having them slowly bump it up month after month after month and having to wait a long time for it to be really good, right? I just think it's fucking stupid. So yeah, that's it. I'm very very frustrated with the patch that's coming out. I just kind of hope they revisit some of the shit that's in it and be like, yeah, this was kind of a stupid idea. You know, like at the end of the day, this is a learning opportunity for them. They are, you know, obviously the balance team did get a shakeup. I think it's unreasonable to expect everything to be perfect, right? And go just how it should be. There's going to be some fuck ups here because it was a shakeup, you know? And I just hope they kind of realize this mistake and they keep pushing forward with it. And they move past this, they get stronger, and they start making decisions more in line with what the community wants and more in line with what makes the game fun. You know, try to make the game more fun. That's kind of what should be the goal here. So yeah, I definitely haven't given up. I've kind of, you know, sort of been like, yeah, I don't know, man, but I definitely haven't given up on that. I have given up on the Ranger pet situation though. I mean, that's been so goddamn long. I don't really know if they're gonna do anything with that shit. Which is really just unbelievable. It sucks, dude. Anyway, yeah, so that's gonna cover it. There's the video. Fucking hell, man. It's just such a sad day. And yeah, peace.